So I'm giving my mom back her apartment keys. Ever used these every time I came to sleep on the teal couch because she is moving.
Yay, finally.
Finally, I'll never have to do those stairs again. So there you go.
Yeah, it's the last time. This is your last time.
This is my very last time going down the stairs with Fern and Ivy to the car because we're going home.
See Jessie.
Yeah, see Jessie Bear. So the teal couch isn't going anywhere.
It'll still be here.
The teal couch will make a reappearance in the new place sometime next year. But yeah, we can finally say goodbye to this apartment. Good luck with the move.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
I'm sorry I couldn't be here for that.
That's okay. I'm glad you were able to see it.
Yeah. Hey girls, are we ready? You ready? You want to go home? Ivy, I set up your kennel nice and cozy for you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Trying to find a parking spot that's in front of a light so I can get some light on my face. Ooh, there's a good one. There's these 3 tube lights in front of this dental office, and I think it'll be worth the effort it's gonna take to park in front of them. I have time to burn this morning. Okay, vlogging hack. Early morning vlogging hack. Yeah, I guess I've got a little bit of a shadow because of the camera blocking. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Hi, hello, good morning. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another vlog. If you are new here, hi, hello, my name is Brandy. My 2 baby daughters are in the back, Fern and Ivy. They're my 2 little senior pugs that I've been traveling around with over these past few months. I'm trying to get a little bit better at my YouTube intros. It is really cringy as I'm reciting those lines, but just bear with me as I try to get it a little smoother each time. But you guys, hi. At this point, I'm pretty sure it's just returning subs and like the people kind of in my inner internet family that are watching these videos anyways. So hey, welcome back. It is 7:40 in the morning, Alberta time or mountain time. And I just packed up everything from Grandma Grumble's, from my mom's, brought it down all of those stairs to my car, packed everything up, threw the girls in there, and swung by Starbucks, which is a first for me, actually, on my way out of Calgary when I'm heading home to the Kootenays. I usually just go to Tim Hortons because it's usually a lot earlier than this, actually, that I'm heading out, and some Starbucks aren't open that early, not as far as I know anyways. And this morning I thought I would like splurge and be all extra and actually get a Starbucks latte. So this is the pecan crunch oat latte. I forgot to get it half sweet, so this thing is probably like 500 or 600 calories. Okay. That might be the most delicious drink that I've ever tried in my life. We are heading back to the Kootenays this morning, obviously. So I originally thought that we were going to have to take the south route, which is the route that I took before Jesse and I moved to our little farm. Little farm on the shack is what I was about to say. Before Jesse and I moved to our little shack on the farm. When we were at the cabin and when we were at the 1896 building in Caslow, we were in a totally different mountain valley located on a totally different lake. We were on Kootenay Lake. Where we live now is in a completely different mountain valley on a completely different lake. And what that means is that instead of taking the beautiful scenic route, the beautiful scenic south route that goes through the foothills that I'm so in love with, and it takes a really long time, kind of loops down, goes up, goes around. It's absolutely gorgeous. There is like zero traffic down that way. And so much, just greenery and scenery, and it's beautiful. It's the definition of the scenic route, especially at this time of year. And that's the way that I would always go. It was long. It took me about 9 hours to get to where I needed to go from Calgary. But now that we're in a different valley, that's, I don't know exactly the direction. I think it's more north. I don't know. But it's closer to Highway 1. So like the main highway, 16th Ave, heading out of Calgary. And that's the way that I've been taking. It's way shorter. It's about 6 or 7 hours, maybe a little bit more with the dogs and all of the little pee breaks and pit stops that I need to make. But it's boring. It's boring. It's for basic bitches like me. But I don't like it. There's too much traffic, and there's usually a lot more construction, and it's just, I don't know, I just don't like it as much. It's not as special or exciting to drive that way. But that's the way that we're going. So I thought that I was actually going to have to take the south route anyways, because Waterbridge Ferries, which is the Kootenays privatized ferry system, is on strike right now. They are a union, an organized union or whatever. I don't really know much about this stuff because I don't have a job, like a real job. I never really have, so I've never been a part of anything like this before. But they're striking overtime hours and fair wages and all that stuff. And the information has been so all over the place. Like, it's been impossible to get a straight answer as to what's happening, what the schedule is, who's getting across, who isn't getting across. It's just been hearsay and rumors for the most part on like Facebook groups and stuff. And if I were to risk it and go Highway 1 towards the ferry that I need to take across the lake to get to where we live, if they by chance weren't letting people over, or if they had closed down operations for the day, or if they were only doing essential services across, then I would have to make a 2-day trip. I would basically have to travel over to travel over to Kelowna and the Okanagan, stay over there, and then drive back the next morning, like at a hotel or something. And I just don't want to, I didn't want to risk it. And so I was planning this whole time to just go south. And what that means is that I bypass all of the lakes by going over this kind of treacherous, in the winter anyway, but generally treacherous mountain pass, Kootenay Mountain Pass. It's awful in the winter. We're not quite there yet, but we're on the cusp, and it's supposed to be rainy today, and it's getting a little bit cold, so there's a chance of frost and just, sleet and kind of yucky stuff like that. And yeah, so as it turns out, Jesse sent me a screenshot from the actual Waterbridge Ferry website, and they are scheduling regular ferry crossings once every 2 hours, which is about half as fast as the schedule that they're usually on. So they are crossing. So I got my times in order: 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, every 2 hours. And so I do get to go the shorter route, which on the one hand was kind of disappointing because I was excited to take the longer route, the scenic route. And on the other hand is kind of exciting because I had actually planned to meet with a follower who is visiting British Columbia from the UK. Small chance it could be Australia, but I think it's the UK. And they are visiting BC and the Kootenays and heading over to the coast and Vancouver Island and stuff like that. And they really wanted to meet up while they had the opportunity or while they had the chance. And I was super excited when they first contacted me. And then I learned about this whole Waterbridge Ferry strike thing. And the whole time that I was here, I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. Like, I physically won't be able to cross a lake to come and see you. And just yesterday, Jessie texted me the schedule, and I messaged her right away, and I said, holy shit, I am actually going to be able to cross the ferry if I go that route to Revelstoke. So long story long, I am going to Revelstoke via Highway 1 to meet up with Lisa Lott. I do not know how to pronounce that name. I will ask her when I see her. But I do get to see her, and we do get to meet up. So we are meeting up at a coffee shop in Revelstoke called Dose. Probably get a little coffee, and then Lisa Lott is going to meet Fern and Ivy. She's been following along with them for quite some time. And yeah, I get to see her for about 45 minutes or an hour before I have to hop back in the car, drive down to the ferry to catch the 3 o'clock ferry I'm going to aim for, because I'm meeting her at 1 o'clock at the coffee shop. So an hour with her, 45 minutes to drive to the ferry terminal, and then we will cross the lake and be on our way home to Jessie at the little shack on the farm, where I will be for the next 2 months or so. So that's the plan, the schedule, the itinerary. I always love to share that with you guys. There is an absolutely unbelievable sunrise happening to my right. I don't know if we're going to be driving towards it, but I'll try and give you a little glimpse of it. And then we're just basically going to hop on Highway 1 and head out. So I'm not sure when I'll see you next, but I am going to try and vlog the whole trip home. Yeah, as usual, I'll take you guys along for the ride, and let me just show you this beautiful view that we have going on this morning. Are we seeing this right now? I don't know how to manually adjust the settings on my camera, so it's probably overcompensating and making it brighter than it needs to be. But you can just see how pretty that is, even if it's partially blocked. Oh, just gorgeous. All right, well, let's be on our way. This is what I use to talk to you guys. So I thought I would make a quick little pit stop to Bowmont Park in Calgary. It's on the way out of the city, just off of the highway. I actually missed the exit, and I was debating for about 5 minutes on the highway, like, oh, that was probably a sign that I shouldn't go there. Like, it's fine. Jonas didn't want me to come. And then my intuition was just pulling me back and pulling me back and pulling me back. So I took an exit, did kind of like a roundabout, and came back. So a few episodes ago, or a few vlogs ago, by the time you're watching this video, that episode will have been 4 or 5 or 6 episodes ago. But at the time of filming this vlog is the last vlog that I edited, so it's very fresh in my mind. And I can't remember which one it was. I think it was episode 17 or 18. I'll throw a link like up at the top here. The vlog I'm referring to is the one where I practiced what's called the Healing Bridge meditation when I was going through my Animal Reiki course with Kathleen Prasad, the Let Animals Lead method of Animal Reiki. And I was doing the Healing Bridge meditation, and in that meditation, I had a visit from Jonie. And I got a lot of comments from you guys, and when I say a lot, I mean like maybe 5 or 6 comments, which is a lot for me. Just talking about how beautiful you guys thought that story was, and it brought you to tears and made you very emotional. And in the clip in that vlog where I was talking about my experience, it was really emotionally overwhelming, and I cried a little bit. And I think because I'm so fresh off of immersing myself in editing that vlog just last week, that I wanted to come to Bowmont Park. So in the visualization that I had, Jonie paid me a visit, and I saw him, and he was at Bowmont Park. And so this park is extremely, extremely special to us. I think if I were to spread Jonas's ashes anywhere, I'm not quite ready to part with them because I put them in those beautiful pine needle urns, and I just really don't want to open up the bag that he's in and separate his ashes. But if I were, or if I am ever ready, Bowmont Park is going to be one of the first places that I will spread his ashes. I think one of the other places will be Grumble Bay, of course, back in the Kootenays. I just have so many memories with him there. And Grumble Bay is sort of where he died. He didn't die at Grumble Bay, but we were there on the final day of his life and in the final weeks leading up to the last day of his life. And Bowmont Park is where he spent the best days of his life, the strongest days of his life. Bowmont Park is where we used to come every single day, sometimes twice a day, when he was in his prime. And when I was talking about my meditation and the visualization that I had, he was chasing a train here because Bowmont Park, I'm not sure if you can really even see it, but there's a train track that goes right along here. And he was so incredibly triggered by trains. I think he was psychologically convinced that it was within his power to make the train go away. And so he would run as fast as his little legs would carry him after this massive train. And thankfully the train tracks are separated with a chain link fence here. So Bowmont Park is completely fenced in, which is why I loved it so much. It was safe. For Jonas, especially because he was a runner. When he saw something moving, he wanted to chase after it. So there's train tracks here, and then a little bit further down the path, there is actually a bike path. And so it was sort of the worst of both worlds for him. He would chase after trains, after CP rail, and then he would chase after bikes on the path towards the end. It was just crazy. He was such a little spitfire and also just such a little asshole whenever it came to chasing things away. And man, it was just something to behold, and it's a memory of him that I will always hold so close to my heart. And I remember so well being here with him and just experiencing so much joy whenever I saw him running, because I was so aware that he wouldn't be able to run for his whole life. I knew that he would eventually slow down, and that seeing him run that fast and behave that way was something that I wouldn't get to enjoy forever. At the time, little did I know that he would succumb to a neurological condition that would essentially paralyze all 4 limbs. But, so it went much, much worse and more dramatic and intense than I had ever anticipated. But that makes this memory so much stronger for me. And when he came to visit me in that meditation, he was supposed to, i.e., I had an expectation of him to run towards me through this bridge that I had extended out to him from my heart, and he didn't. He consciously chose to not cross the bridge and to instead chase this train here at Bowmont Park, which is just so incredibly typical of him. And I knew in my heart of hearts that it was a visit from Jonas during that meditation. So it's, a memory that is just, pretty fresh in my mind because I just edited that footage, even though I had the experience from the meditation earlier this summer. So anyway, that was kind of a long preamble just to say that my heart was really pulling me to come and see Bowmont, and just to come and show you guys and give you guys a visual of where Jonas is. Like he's here in spirit. He is so here in spirit. So I'm just gonna give the girls a little bit of an opportunity. Fern is all the way back there. I should actually stay closer to her because there are coyotes here. I'm just gonna give the girls a little bit of an opportunity to stretch their legs, have a little pee. We didn't do that before we hopped in the car this morning and left my mom's. Before we get on the road and actually drive to Revelstoke, it's about a 4.5 hour drive to Revy from here, and we lose an hour when we're there. So I'll be there, we gain an hour. So I'll be there a little earlier anyway. So I have a bit of time, and I wanted to come here and say hello to Jonie and just share this place with you guys. I'm gonna hop off camera and actually just enjoy the space and spend some time with Jonas here this morning. And I'll see you afterwards. Come here, Ivy. Whoop, truck coming. Okay. Hi, do you want to go in your kennel? Go in your kennel. Go inside. Go inside, Ivy. Good girl. I'll leave the door open for you, okay? I know, you're just excited to get back in the car. All right. Oh, sorry, bumped your head. Oh, baby, my apologies. I'm so sorry. Oh. my goodness. So I just got back in my car after meeting Lisa Lot. I totally forgot to ask her how to pronounce that. So I still don't know. But we had such a wonderful time at Dose Coffee, and seeing her meet the girls was just so precious. And I love that I was able to give her like a stack of Jonie stickers for her travels. She's headed over to the coast. She's actually making a pit stop in the Okanagan, and then she's heading over to the coast, but she's going straight across the province of BC. So I'm so excited for her. And she just thinks it's absolutely beautiful here. And I obviously agree. And I'm just so happy to share this province with other people. And I'm so glad that she's having such a good trip. And yeah, that was so lovely. I was so late getting here to meet her. I was supposed to meet her here at 1 o'clock, and I got here at like 1:45. And I was supposed to leave at 2 o'clock to go and catch the ferry across the lake to go home. And I decided when I got here that I just didn't want to rush it. I wanted to sit down and have a little chat with her, enjoy a nice cup of tea. I got a cookie, and then I wanted to film her coming and like meeting Fern and Ivy and stuff like that without feeling like I had to squish all of that into 15 minutes. So I ended up deciding to take the 5 o'clock ferry. So it's 2:45 now, which gives us a ton of time to hang a left and head down towards the ferry terminal. And then we'll probably be waiting there for quite a bit until the 5 o'clock ferry. But the thing is too, is that since they're only doing sailings once every 2 hours, I would prefer to be at the front of the ferry line than the back, in case a lot of traffic does end up piling up in that 2 hour period and they only end up letting half the line on to cross at 5 o'clock. Because if that was the case, I'd have to wait another 2 hours until the 7 o'clock. So I think this worked out a little bit better anyways. And yeah, we are just going to literally get right back on the highway and head down that way. So yeah. We literally got here so early. It's 3:30 and there's only 3 cars ahead of me, so we have an hour and a half to wait. But I mean, Fern doesn't seem too fazed by it. And then Ivy, let's see if we can actually, let me see this. Hey honey. So I actually have a cramp, which happens to me more often than not, and it sucks. So I was just gonna kind of like lay here for a little bit, but there is a rest stop like right over here that's so pretty, like with all the trees and stuff like that. And there's a path that goes all the way down sort of like to the end with a view of the lake. And it's not that Fern and Ivy can walk very far, and they already had a walk this morning at Bowmont Park, which is why I was so late getting to Revelstoke, but I don't regret going to Bowmont this morning at all. But so it's not like they'll walk very far on this path, but I might just carry them over in a bit. I have lots of time after I just like lay down for a little bit and give them a little pee break and get them some water and stuff like that. And then we'll get onto the ferry, cross the lake here. And then once we cross the lake, it's only about 45 minutes or so, I think, to the little shack on the farm. So I am not too sure if I'm going to get out of the car when I'm on the ferry because it's so cold out. So I'm probably not going to I don't know, maybe, we'll see. But if I don't get out of the car when I'm on the ferry, I probably won't be filming like a conclusion or an outro to this vlog because I don't vlog in front of Jesse. So once I get home and sort of pull into our place, him and I are going to head into town and get some groceries for dinner and stuff like that. So I don't really know how it's gonna play out. If I see you, I see you, but if I don't, thank you for watching. But I thought I would just kind of like softly wrap it up here. I'll still be filming a little bit on the way. I'm just not sure if I'll be able to hop back on camera to like say goodbye to you guys. Look at her. She gives 0 fucks all the time. Okay, I'm gonna have a nap.